of Nick Calvert. They spread out, and I'm not sure if we're going to start, but indeed, the green flag is out, and we're racing. Chris Ogilvie back after a rough wreck 1 week ago. Number 55 runs in third spot. Here comes Brian Darling on the outside. Darling trying to claw his way to second. And just by turning one lap, Matt Curtis will unofficially clinch the championship for the second straight year. So the real race right now belongs to the number 5 and the number 66. And Chris Ogilvie goes around right in front of Caleb Coffin, who gets a piece of it. They worked all week to prepare the right side of the truck. And it lasted about a lap and 3/4. So number 55 gets back on the racetrack, and for his troubles will receive the passing flag. Kind of hard to compete, and your right rear is flat, your truck's all messed up. And he's headed back to Massachusetts, Winchester, Massachusetts, just outside of Boston. And that just has to be a tough pill to swallow. I mean, you drive and you deal with tourist traffic, you deal with the handfuls aren't so bad anymore now because of the automatic stuff they've had that for the last few years. But still the York tolls and everything like that. You beat hard to get here on Thursdays. You leave the office early, only to come here and run about 2.5 laps to spin, to crash, and it's almost like you got to come back out and just run the last 2 laps. Right in front of the number. You're it! Kirk Irish. So number 1 will restart from the outside of row number 2 as Caleb Coffin rejoins the field. Green is out. There's something to be said for just getting out there and finishing the year out. Regardless of whether you have a chance to win, it's all about the love of racing, and it's all about the heart that you show. And you have to certainly give some support to the number 66's way, as he's just had a rough night after rough nights here in the second half of the season. Back up in front, number 25, hangs onto it, Andre Gagne. Nick Calvert's working the outside, Matt Curtis trying to run a conservative race. Looks down to the inside, forget about conservative. How about Brian Darling on the outside? Darling, can he keep it on the racetrack this time around? Now they back it down to 2 wide with Caleb Beech on the inside at number 70. We know Darling has a lightning-fast race truck tonight. Can he keep it in the first 3 grooves? Barely doesn't this time, but of course that has something to do with the 25 on his inside. Brian Darling gets a nice entry in a turn. Caution flag on the racetrack on Caleb beyond himself. A little of both. All right, thanks a lot, Bobby. Here we go. 8 laps into this race. We'll try it again. Green is out. Brian Darling on the outside of the avenue. 25 has had the strongest run of the season for him. Running side by side for the lead. There's Caleb Beech on the inside. Now Matt Curtis. He's kind of playing with house money right now. He has unofficially claimed the championship. His closest competitor has wrecked out of the race. And the driver who's 36 points behind him is only a couple of trucks ahead of him. So it's really probably the most fun that number 1, Matt Curtis, has had all season long. Cross flags in the air this time. Halfway down. It is Brian Darling, who, much like Jimmy Dean, is trying to bookend the season, winning the first and final race of the year. Now, next up, we'll have the Legend Division, which is fairly sewn up by Kevin Gerard in car number 19. He's mathematically still under attack from Bob Weymouth. But the interesting battle of trouble again, what a save! Spins. Look out, number 8. 48 gets around now. Bradley Salzier in the number 19. And we're going to stay under green. I was about to say amazing save by number 25, Andre Gagne. As he struggles to get that thing back in gear, does it when he stays green. He had it about 45 degrees sideways. Gathered it back up when the truck pitched around, came up the racetrack, and then did a good job of keeping it off the wall. That could have easily turned into just panic and, mashing the gas, the truck sticks, and then 3 seconds later, you're on the wall. Looks like a large distance between the inside and the outside, but certainly not when you're going these speeds. Brian Darling thinking, how come the rest of the year couldn't work out like this? It's almost like the season started, he went to sleep and is just waking up. Don't mean to sound that harsh or anything, but it's just kind of like that. He was a dominant force on opening night, just like he is right now, but he hasn't had the results in the meat portion of this sandwich with 5 laps to go. Matt Curtis now tries to chase him down in truck number 1. So your race leader, the number 5, your championship leader, the number 1. Then single file, he was down 1 lap, so that puts Caleb Beech trying to pick up his career best run in 2nd. No, excuse me, 3rd. As they change up the scoreboard of this Curtis in 2nd. And then 55, how does he still? He's still in the top 5. There you go. Yes. Like a surgeon. Number 55, Chris Ogilvie down the backstretch. Still in the top 5 despite wrecking twice, I think. I think he spotted 3 of the 4 corners and somehow is going to unofficially come away with the top 5. That's an accomplishment. All right, 2 laps away from the conclusion of this race. Matt Curtis is certainly closing in on Brian Darling, but I don't think he's going to have enough time. He's going to have to close all of that in less than a minute. Although Brian could encounter some lap traffic, he's coming up on Bradley Saucier in the number 19 and the 48 truck of Will Potter. Potter out of Wyndham. This could get interesting. Certainly, points aren't really on the line. As I mentioned, number 1 unofficially your back-to-back champion. I love that. 2 years in this game and a champion both years. Certainly awesome results. But he's going to come back next year and back it up. Here we go, up a turn, number 4, checkered flag in the